Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together. Welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Good morning, right?
I'm Sabrina Daly.
I'm Paul Lopez.
And I'm April Martinez. Good morning.
And good morning, guys. Let's jump straight into it. It's What the Friday, and we have loads of conversations to look forward to this morning. Starting off, we are going to be testing our knowledge with 5 interesting facts about Belizean landmarks. Also, funding the journey to International Basketball Camp. We'll also be stepping into the Belizean Music Scene with Aridan and trying out some musical charades, Belizean style. We'll also be joined by our friend Tim August, and he's going to be highlighting through stone crab some fresh recipes for lobster season. And can you speak Gen Alpha? We're definitely going to find out if we can a little bit later on.
I definitely know I can't, Sabrina. But before we jump into all of those conversations and more, here are 5 things we think you need to know before you leave your door this morning. Here is the GOB offers unions 0.5% more. Belize's economy stuck in 2007? Senior cop gets $70K annually to be advisor to CEO. And a woman mauled by a pack of dogs in Gales Point. And Ecuador's most wanted drug lord recaptured in hidden bunker.
All right. We do want to remind you guys that today is Friday, what we call here What the Friday. And with that, we have included an opportunity for you guys to join in the conversations with us. We have our phone lines now officially open, and that number is 280-0016. Call us and let us know your thoughts on some of these 5 things that we just mentioned a little bit earlier. Wow.
Yeah,
Paul?
certainly. So that number will be posted on the screen momentarily. It's 280-0016. We have a list of topics that we will be going through this morning and try to get the conversation going as we've been having this week, these conversations. But certainly, if there's an issue related to these topics that you'd like to share your opinion, your thoughts, to have your voices heard on these topics, you can call us at 280-0016. Or maybe it's an issue that we're overlooking as well, you know. We're open to hearing from you this morning. What the Friday is, it's all about you. It's all about how best we can serve you and give you a platform to share your opinion. So I suggest we start with
you know,
the
you were there.
The elephant in the room,
The elephant
Paul.
in the room,
which
Paul.
is
0.5.
0.5.
It's a small elephant. It's a light elephant.
Is it? I think it's a big elephant, given that they didn't move from the previous 0.5 last time.
Well, I say small because it's only 0.5. So it's all about, perspective. But yesterday was one that I think everyone was looking forward to. We know that the government negotiating team and the joint unions negotiating team were set to meet to put forward another proposal. This would have been their third after demands were placed to the government asking for an 8.5% salary adjustment, also a salary increase for all public service workers. And we've seen several demonstrations be be put forward since then. And this comes on the heels of 2 proposals, as we mentioned, the most recent one, well, before yesterday, being only 4%.
Yes. So what we understand from yesterday's meeting, and I think perhaps the Deputy Prime Minister had a slip of the tongue, whether it was due to the questions we asked, or I don't know, maybe he wants the public to know that they're serious about their proposals, or they're serious about meeting the demands of the unions. He revealed in an interview, again, which is not customary to do, you usually go back to your unions, you go back to cabinet, and you say, this is what we've come to. He revealed that they've moved the needle from 4% to 4.5%. I hear the union leaders describe this as an improved position, an improved proposal or counter proposal, if you would. And I get where they're coming from, and there are several reasons why this is an improved position. One, it's an improved position because we're not talking 3% where we started. We're talking 1.5% more, right, from where we started. And this is how, based on the conversations we had with them, they're looking at it. It's also more than half of what they're requesting. So we went from 3, which is below half, to 4.5, which is above half. But it's also an improved position from the government of Belize, because now we're talking about 2 installments instead of
earlier
installments.
as well.
Right, so 2 installments, which then speaks to earlier installments, because we're talking about a 4.5 installment this year. In a few months. We're talking July, August, September, October. So within 4 months, they'll see a salary adjustment of 4.5%, and then the next adjustment comes in 2026,
which is another 4.
Which is another 4. So they are dividing that into 2 and 2. It's 4 next year. So all of this within, if you're talking perhaps October of next year, then all of that within a year's span of time, omitting the 4 months that you have left until October. And another reason why it is, according to their description, a better position, is an improved proposal, is that the 2 increments, the 2 frozen increments, they're also coming within a shorter time span based on our understanding. The first coming in April of 2026, and the second coming in April of 2027. So some significant adjustments put forth around the proposal table for the unions to consider.
And we haven't heard any talks around the pension reform. Right. So that was also something that they were upset about within the last proposal, as well as bringing back the DPM. But I'm very curious to hear how their members will receive it, because before we had the 4% that was distributed by Minister Christopher Koye, the union members were not happy with the way it was delivered. Context is everything, location, tone of voice, and so forth. So having this being presented in person, it sounds like it's better. They got the DPM back in the conversation with them, which is also something that they demanded the last time. I believe Minister Henry Charles Usher was there, Minister of Public Service was there to be observant and everything of the situation that's taking place. So there's so many different moving parts this time around. It seems that they came out with something a little bit better to take back to their unions. But again, just to remind our viewers, this is all fine and dandy, but if the unions say, nay, we want the 8.5, no. Next steps are to be made.
And I think what could also be considered with that is an interview that we were able to get from the president of the Public Service Union, where he is now putting forward the idea that he would be investigating the wages for police officers and for the Belize Defense Force, which we have heard time and time again, persons working in these fields say that their salaries are meager. And so could this be even more things to add to the plate to be negotiated? I'm not certain just quite as yet. I know what we will be following is the follow-up meeting where the union leaders will be meeting with their members. I think a question was also posed to them whether the union members go about accepting this, if the general public would see it as, well, we kind of wasted our time rallying behind you guys, and now they accept our 4.5%, even though if you look at it in the long term, they would be getting that 8.5.
And perhaps that's where the conversation can be taken. The unions, they've gathered, they've basically mustered a great deal of support from the general public with this cause, right? So on social media, you see a lot of people supporting the union during their rallies and during their demonstrations. Across the board, you see a lot of members of the general public supporting the union. And so the question perhaps should be put to the general public, those who the union members and leaders have persistently pursued for support. The question should be put, should the unions accept 4.5% salary adjustment for October and the installment of the additional 4% next year? And I posed that question yesterday to Nadia Callis, the president of the Belize National Teachers Union, because the idea formulated in the minds of the general public could be that, well, una that sell out because una said 8.5, that 8.5, and you've created a message as a union that we will not accept anything but 8.5%.
Let's take a quick pause. We have a caller coming in.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, caller. Okay. All right, 1 second. We are making that crossover here.
Yeah. So you've put this message forward, right? That 8.5 is 8.5, and perhaps they've been a bit of.
1 second. We have
go
a
ahead.
call.
Yeah.
Good morning, caller.
It's all about the callers.
Yeah, man. Good morning. Good morning. Yes.
Morning,
man.
caller.
Yes, good
What
morning.
I'm saying. Yes, man. What I'm saying. You hire somebody to do a job. I still have to hire somebody to tell her how to do it. It doesn't make sense. The PhD person.
Yeah.
It doesn't make no sense. And this is why the wage bill is so big. Because this doesn't make sense. When you look on this, like they hire one prime minister, you got a prime minister, you hire somebody to do overseeing. It don't make no sense, my brother. And this is why. I mean, like I tell us something.
Tell me.
I do not believe it at 60 years. That's what I believe. I have never went anywhere in my life. And this is why they can't develop it. Because all we do are the same symptoms over and over. Nobody gets advantage of the people and the taxpayers of this country. So, here we go. Since Mr. Guzman knows the job, let him be the CEO. And put the young lady in some capacity, in some field where she's not could handle. Why the PhD person?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they say, and that's why the teachers, and then the others say, the wastage. When you look at this government, over and over, a lone family member, look at all the board, lone family member. You're not one set of person making money in this country. Look for all our students. Look for all our students right now, regularly. Which part they're doing? They're not got no teacher. All of that center, you spend thousands upon thousands of dollars for education of kids. All of them going to center this country. Because one set of people get a good job done, and some them qualify. But just on who they know, and how they know. You see, and this country are like this. Tell somebody really put a stand on this Belizean people have to get up and say enough is enough, and they tell you the truth. Have to. Serious. And then brother, I need to see it and show you right now. Right in the face, hold up.
All right, caller.
Thank you for your
caller.
So clearly what the caller is referencing is a developing story, and one of the topics we're addressing here, where retired police officer Aridan Guzman, who retired as a deputy commissioner of police, is now being contracted or employed under a contract to work as the advisor, so in an advisory role to the chief executive officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs. What's your thoughts on that?
You know, there are certain several opinions that a person can have when it comes to whether or not a ministry deserves or should have an advisor. But I kind of want to step back a little bit for context in this situation, because as we could recall, Mr. Guzman was hoping to get the position of commissioner at one point. Remember,
well, once you're in the deputy, it's just one more step up.
One more step up. But then that, of course, was given to Dr. Osado, right? And so, there are several things that we could take into consideration here. We really appreciate the work that you do. You are a good deputy commissioner. We feel like you deserve at least some level of employment within the Ministry of Home Affairs. Here is a position that we think you would be.
But to the caller's
point,
should a chief executive officer appointed to such an authoritative position and an administrative role,
you should be able to have certain qualifications.
Right. Do they need an advisor of this caliber that is being paid $70,000 a year plus given a government vehicle? Do they need that level of advice, or do they need that level of support? And if they do, then what does it say about the competency of that chief executive officer in that role to perform his or her duty? I will not try to single out nobody.
I absolutely agree with you, Paul.
And another question, then why is it that you never just, if this is the case, just put the former commissioner of police, we take the man and we throw the man the transport. And
he must have been one go Paul. What you the talk about?
I don't know where the man may want to go. Why didn't we take him?
To my point.
And put him.
To my point,
there.
right? At the end of the day, you're absolutely right. We employ these chief executive officers because they should come with a level of qualification and experience in order to run this particular department. And they're not the only ones that run a particular department. That's why you have a trifecta, you have a tier, right? That it comes down to. And at the end of the day, the CEO isn't just the one that makes decisions, right? So to your point, absolutely. Whether or not they need an advisor, whether or not it's a waste of expense, right? Because you are, at the end of the day, how much does a CEO make now? 88?
About 88,000.
Yeah,
correct.
And then you're adding about 70,000 to
that same office, if you would,
along with all of the different benefits that combine. Right? When you're starting to calculate the way that prioritizing certain ministries with what they might need over others, is this the way that we do it, right? When you're creating your budget, is this truly necessary? And if it is, please explain to the general public why.
So I've shared my view on this yesterday with Paul.
Yes,
we kind of talked about this, and it still stands. One of the things I do want to go to, though, was an interview that, Paul, you were also able to have with the Deputy Prime Minister, Cordell Hyde. You also posed the question to him asking if he if his CEO has an advisor. He kind of laughed it off and tried to, play coy and say, no. And then don't give that an idea. No. But my understanding is that there are some ministries and some CEOs that do have this type of support.
That's the thing. We are waiting to hear, or we are waiting to find out which CEOs which other CEOs have that level of advisory in terms of an advisor, right? And so because what the Minister of Home Affairs said yesterday or day before was that this is a common practice.
Yeah, so what I've been really thinking about since then was the role of the CEO. When we think of, for example, a ministry like the one that supports the police officers, tasked with protecting our nation. That's no small task.
No.
And when we think of the CEO, we kind of think of them in sort of like an administrative role.
They are. It's an administrative role.
Trying to ensure that the finances are distributed equitably and to ensure that the ministry runs properly. When we think of the minister, we think of them kind of like the I don't want to say kind of like the official face, but really the face. And so you would think that the CEO kind of provides that support to the minister.
Yeah.
And then in the case of the Department for Police Officers, I would think that the commissioner would support the CEO. I mean, the
We've
commissioner.
seen it before, right? The previous in the previous administration, we had Kompol and the Minister of Home Affairs basically working hand in hand
Working
to ensure
hand
that
in
the
hand.
ministry runs. But we really want to hear the opinions from you, our viewers. So please be sure to call 280-0016. We really want to hear. Right now, we are currently on the topic of the senior officer that was paid $70,000 annually to be the advisor to the CEO of the Ministry of Home Affairs. And the topic really is, do they need advisors? And if they do, what is the justification?
Just so
right?
like you said, Sabrina, it's an administrative role. When you look at the job of a CEO, that individual is responsible for steering to a great extent the overall direction of the organization. Is responsible for putting people in place to ensure the job gets done. Is responsible for certain financial obligations and certain financial decisions. Just ensuring that we have a well-oiled machine to perform the duties that needs to be performed within an organization, within an agency, within a sector per se. What you're saying about the Commissioner of Police being able to fill that advisory role, I take that point. I make no I don't spend a lot of time arguing or disputing or debating about what a CEO should earn.
Yeah.
Because in my view, with the work and the workload that comes with it.
Let's take a quick pause, Paul. I'm sorry to stop you. We do have another call, and we want to go to that now. Caller,
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right.
Just wanted to weigh in on the matter of the special advisor to the CEO.
Go ahead.
Looking at the structure of the police department, the department does have a commissioner of police who is supported by several deputy commissioners, and then after that, assistant commissioners. There's an entire chain.
Yeah.
So it is not as though the department doesn't have a proper leadership structure or the necessary stewardship to administrate or look after its daily affairs. The department does have sound leaders. The commissioner himself has that expertise. So it is not as though we have to lack the ability to lead the department or oversee daily operations. Many, I believe that, the CEO in any ministry should be an individual who comes with the requisite training and background experience, preferably somebody that is retired from that particular department administration. Notice in the past, you've had folks like Colonel Lobster, you had Felix Enriquez, you had different persons who came with the actual background or expertise to act in the capacity of CEO. And I think that is certainly the direction that the government should take when appointing CEOs. They should look for persons preferably who have the knowledge and experience in administrating over such areas. And also look at it rather than having contract officers. I think it would also be prudent for the department, for the ministry staff. So look at right among existing staff and have such persons take on maybe an advisory role without it being at the expense of the Belizean population. Yeah. And I also think that there should be, what's the right word? There should be
accountability?
Not accountability. I'm looking at the relationship between the commissioner and the CEO.
Okay.
The commissioner is in a position where he can advise the CEO on.
Yeah, so there should be that channel for that. There should be that
there
channel.
Should be that rapport, that communication. They should be able to liaise with each other. And he should be able to tell her or him, whoever, look, CEO, this is the position that we currently find ourselves in. And it would be best if we could direct resources, more resources to this particular area. It would be best if we limit certain administrative roles and responsibilities here and there, and that sort of thing. The commissioner should be in a position where he should be able to advise the CEO.
Caller, I want to ask you this. Do you think then, given the situation that we are currently discussing, do you believe that the current CEO of this ministry is fitting for the role if she requires an advisor in the first place?
I don't believe a CEO should require somebody to advise her. I believe she should come with the requisite knowledge, skills, and experience to be able to take on whatever the daily responsibilities are. I mean, these people aren't paid shillings. They are paid handsomely from the public purse, and so they should come with the proper background to be able to take on whatever responsibility is assigned to them.
All right. Well, thank you so much, caller. Yeah, so the caller makes some interesting points, right? And you have to think about what's taking place in the grand scheme of things. One of the main issues at the forefront of these discussions has to do with spending from the public purse, or spending the expenditures where public funds are concerned, right? I've heard people in well-placed circles say that because of the seniority of the retired cop Aridan Guzman, that $70,000 isn't too far of a stretch. I've heard credible people say that. And so I don't think that that's the point, as much as should we be spending this money from government coffers, from the public purse, when we think about the conversation about how government is spending our money, the wage bill? And if we are really serious about addressing, we have to ask, are we really serious about addressing this ballooning wage bill if we're going to attach another $70,000 to our spending as this wage bill continues to become a growing issue?
It would also come in line with exactly what the president of the PSU were saying, looking at how much police officers and BDF are being paid, right, with that comparison. And I go back to my previous point about prioritizing where your budget money is going, right? I also wanted to kind of do like a slight compare contrast situation, because I really appreciated the caller's description of the tier of the Ministry of Home Affairs, where you do have minister, then you have your CEO, commissioner, etc., right?
Yeah.
If you compare it to the Ministry of Education, for example, right? You do have your Chief Executive Officer, but then you also have your Chief Education Officer, and then you have your Deputy Chief Education Officer, and then there is like this severe amount of, I wouldn't say advisory, but there is another board attached to that, right? And your CEO and your Chief Executive Officer and your Chief Education Officer, sorry, they're both CEOs, they have to work hand in hand in order to address the management of the different schools and so forth. And one does not override the other, really, because they do have to work kind of like an advisory to each other, if you will.
But it's not called an advisor.
It's not called an advisor, right? And then if you look at...
So you're a proponent of changing the title?
No. What I'm trying to say is
there?
that within other ministries, you have certain duties assigned to certain officers to handle these particular issues or these particular situations. In the Ministry of Home Affairs, you're talking about human resources and so forth. It is a priority of citizen security to ensure that everything flows well, yes? So if you are having an issue with the decision making, you do have to have somebody at the top, at the helm, that is able to carry out those duties. But then you look at the rest of the tier, right? Is everybody else falling in line with what they're supposed to be doing? That's my question to you.
I think ultimately, we want to make it clear that we're not saying that anyone should be fired. I think what we're questioning is if the role of an advisor is necessary in the first place.
Indeed.
My understanding is that previous CEOs, you don't necessarily have to be a past police officer or a retired police officer to be assigned as the CEO of the Ministry of Home Affairs. And so I think at this time we're just questioning the necessity of an advisory role and, of course, that which they're being paid in the first place.
I do, and this isn't just with any job that you have. It doesn't matter if it's government or private or whatever. Don't you want the person that is in charge to have these qualifications and experiences? Don't you want that? I mean, when we think about we just had the graduation of the new cadets, right, for the police academy. I'm still of this situation of 6 months to train a police officer is not enough to be a part of this thing, right? The same way you want your doctor to have their qualifications, your teachers to have their qualifications. You want the person that is at the helm to have their qualifications.
I'll say to be fair that while this conversation and the issue of the hiring of this individual brings into question the qualifications of the Chief Executive Officer, the truth of the matter is that a lot of us, and I could say at least us around this table to start with, we don't know what her qualifications are, right?
Indeed.
And the thing is, we have never been able to sit down with her and have an interview with her to ask her what her qualifications are. They don't make those things public as they should, because if I hire somebody out of money, whether for me, like I hire you people, I want to know what your qualifications are. And we have never been given the opportunity in the case of many of these CEOs. Ministers are a different thing, right? Because they're elected. But even so, perhaps we need to start to make sure that the people when they run for office put their qualifications front away.
That's another conversation,
right? But I'm saying we've never had an opportunity, and a lot of them at times we are barred or we're prevented from having these opportunities because a lot of times they feel as if they're not answerable to the public. Like, we don't need to answer to Ono. We are CEO. We have high position. But when it is that you are being paid with our money, and you should be held accountable.
I want to pick your brain really quickly here, though, just because I know we have to wrap up and it's getting fiery, but I think another question that we could also be asking is, did the CEO request for an advisor, or was the advisor
Well, we don't know.
provided to her by her minister?
We don't know the content of this
we
entire
don't know.
situation.
And I just want to bring up one other point, just to because it's all a part of the government spending, and that has to do with the rent expenditure.
That's another one.
What's your thoughts on how much government is spending on rent? At least the figure we have right now is that they're spending $2.5 million annually. That's the extent of what has been revealed to us. I have the sheet, the Excel sheet showing line by line ministry and the amount they're spending, but we want that list. We need that list to see how much people how much ministries are renting,
Who's
are
getting
these
paid,
landlords that are getting paid, and how much they're getting paid. Again, it's about public accountability. It's about the people knowing and understanding how their monies are being spent. And that's what we're here for. We as the media, we are here to ensure that the public knows and understands these things.
Since we're on that topic, Paul, you were attempting to get a comment from the Minister of Public Service, Henry Charles Usher, yesterday. You probed some of these very questions regarding the rent wages. He kind of brushed you off saying, well, we cut and splice an interview that he did with us previously and essentially robbed the people, you guys, of the information that he would have shared in the interview. He also said, because of that, go to another media house and get the information. I said everything there. What do you make of that interaction yesterday?
What do I make of that interaction?
Yeah, you were there. Yeah, just... we all saw it, the public saw it, right? And I think that what we want to know is that at the end of the day, as a media house, right, we are the ones that bring forth this information.
The minister asked you, Paul, who is setting you up to ask these questions?
Allow me to say this to Minister Usher respectfully, and to every other minister out there respectfully, and public official. We no work for no. I do not work for you. You perhaps would have preferred sitting next to me, hug me, and say, write it like that. Make sure it come out like that. Make sure. We do not work for you. We are guided by journalism principles. We hold strongly to certain ethical and journalism standards. We hold to those, and we ensure that the public gets the information it needs and deserves. So no minister could come and try to dictate the pace or dictate the storyline here. Would that lead to free press or independent press? I think not. So the minister took issue with the fact that we didn't run an entire 30 minutes interview, and I honestly don't want to...
In an hour newscast.
And I honestly don't want to rehash that. The point of the matter is, I have to commend him, honestly, for giving us the opportunity to sit down with him on Monday and have that discussion. What came out of that interview is that there is a list. We knew it before, he confirmed it, and what came out of that interview as well is that he committed, as any good standing, transparent minister would, to providing that list to the public. And now what we're doing is we're holding him to that commitment.
Let me ask you this though, Paul, because you were there for the entire 30 minutes. What did we miss? What did we not share that he would have been alluding to?
Well, I did another story last night where I sought to include some of perhaps what we may have missed, right? Or what we did not say. For example, one thing that he clearly outlined is that it's not only the Ministry of Public Service that's involved in the procurement of these rental agreements. You have the Ministry of Finance that's involved. They cut the checks. You have the Ministry of Public Service that's involved. They deal with ensuring that the agreements are signed. You have the actual ministry that needs the building. make the request. And then at times you have the Ministry of Infrastructure that comes in to do remodeling, and not always, not necessarily at the expense of the public purse, right? So he said that. He also said that we are getting bang for our buck, because when you look at the cost, overall cost or price we're paying per square footage, he said that it is less than what what's commercial price, right? So he's saying the government and the people, they're getting a bang for their buck. The challenge I have with that comment that he repeatedly makes here and on other platforms is that we have not been provided the exact square footage of each of these buildings to verify or validate that position, that we're actually getting bang for a buck. So he does a division or maths in his head, and he seems very good with numbers, and I commend him for that. But we don't have the numbers. We need the numbers to see that, and then we could report fairly to say that yes, we are getting value for our money. So for me, those are perhaps 2 points that we could add to the ongoing conversation.
But, Paul,
and then wait, and he also said that he agrees that this is public funds and that there should be accountability where this is concerned. But there is a trend. There is a trend where you try to feed people what you believe they should hear or need to hear, and when you press further, you meet with roadblocks.
You know, I'm very, very curious to hear about we're making bank for our
buck,
right? Because I know, I don't know about you guys, but from I small then tell me it better for own than for rent and then owe, right? And so I am a little confused about that particular line, because wouldn't it make sense that we, you know, buy the land, we build our building, and then it is owned essentially by us.
But they would agree.
Right?
They would agree, and this did bring up that conversation where we did hear from other representatives saying that, you know, we have been in talks about the possibility of creating a complex where we would own something.
Because in every other country, the government building is the government's building. You know, the Capitol Hill in Washington, all of the government buildings are in one place. They own that space that is for them. It doesn't, you know, administrations come and go. That building is for them. And it just, you know, it's a little baffling that we are renting for the government, for these ministries, and they're haphazardly sporadic across, you know, Belize City or throughout Belmopan, right? So it does bring some sort of question as to why is it that we don't have a property of our own for the government administration.
I do want to go back to the point that was raised,
before you do that, let me just remind our viewers that they can call in at 280-0016. This conversation is going to wrap up soon. So we're probably going to leave
and we
the phone
do
lines
see your
open
comments online as
one
well.
or two calls. So 280-0016. You can call in and give your honest and open opinion on
do we
these
believe
topics.
that the government is making bang for their buck, saving some money on the rental spaces that would have otherwise been more expensive had they gotten it at a different rate? I want to go back to the interaction that you had with Minister Henry Charles Usher yesterday, though, because he essentially alluded to the fact that we are holding on to certain information purposely. And I think it's important for us to highlight that in this space in media, we do have to make editorial decisions.
Indeed.
When you have long interviews and you have an entire newscast that you have to divide all of these conversations and stories that we're following, you have to be concise and you have to be accurate. And so while we covered a portion of the interview the day before, we continued it and we finished it the next day. But we never said, or we never alluded to the fact that it's one thing or the other. We said what he said.
Right. So just to be clear, the day after, we didn't necessarily do another segment of his interview. We moved on to a different topic. But on that day, there was an entire story, an extensive story, as well as some bites to follow. What was pressing at the time was the specific ministries identified and the rental costs they were paying. And what that story presented.
Paul, we have a caller coming in, so let's just pause really quickly. Good morning, caller.
ahead.
I do enjoy the conversation that you guys are having. With regards to salaries, it's a very interesting topic. I won't question the sum of what anyone is currently making, but I think we have to question the point of the CEOs. If you look at, I'll give you an example. There's a guy who is struggling, who is the new CEO of Lobster. And when you bring in a CEO, especially in a private entity or corporation, their focus is to create profit. After in a profitable business, when you're running a government ministry, what is your priority? Is it about legitimate spending? Is it about making profit? Or is it about making savings for the Belizean public? And I think that's the true discussion that needs to take place. Because if you decide to have a CEO with an additional advisor at that salary, then you have to see, okay, does it make sense to pay this person this amount of money? Because you're either saving or you're either creating a major difference in executing or having persons executing their duties in an efficient manner. And I think that is the true discussion that we need to have.
Thank you very much for your time, caller. So I just want to bring up one thing. I have to go through my phone because all of this is moving quickly. We actually have the proposal that the
Joint unions
received yesterday, right? So we have a copy of that proposal.
Okay, all right.
And so was sent just moments ago. I want to take a quick look at that just for the sake of our viewers to get an understanding. And this one, not come with no lot of fanfare, no lot of flair.
Very quick, very one page.
Boom, bang, boom, to the point, right? And so addressed to, and I hope I never
the joint union negotiating
I
team.
feel like I screenshot it in a way we can't see everything. But yes, so it's addressed to the joint union negotiating team, and it said that Cabinet has agreed to the 8.5% and 2 frozen increments, right? And then I believe it says in just under 2, right, so in just under 2 years. So we'll bring it up on the screen, and as we said earlier, the 4.5% October 1st, 2025, first, which is followed by a first frozen increment April 1st, 2026, another 4% October 1st, 2026, and the second frozen increment April 1st, 2026. It says we are partners, 2027, and we must be. A lot has been said on either side, so now it addresses what has been said on all the sides, said on either side, but the business of governance and nation building requires all hands on deck, working in unison and not in dissonance. We look forward to completing the work of the joint committees, complete with mutual agreement on measures related to pension reform, which you brought up earlier, cost savings, and revenue enhancement. A lot of fine work has been done so far. Let the work continue. Who does this sound like?
You just sound like Colonel
Hyde. It sounds like
Sincerely
Cordell Hyde.
It's 100%
with love.
So I'm just pointing out the tone of this message and the tone of how
very
this one
different
is
from the last.
Very different from the last one, which was a few pages. Right, and made a huge fanfare about what has been done before.
It really does come down to, like we said before, I believe a couple of weeks ago, the joint union negotiating team prefers to work with the DPM. Right? The DPM, they were quite upset when he was not the one that sent the last proposal, right? That kind of caused all of this other different issues and so forth that happened, the effects that happened after, the events that happened afterwards. So it really does come back to us as the people who we prefer, who we elected to be the voice that we dialogue with. And so I just wanted to point out that this letter just came in or a few moments ago. Yeah. We do have a caller on the line.
This will be our final call.
This will be our final call. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, give us your opinions.
Well, about the government, the government, they're not going to believe in that at all. Like everybody else, they have better opportunity to win the work and standard life. But we are in the country right now, we are in the now the family everybody and them better opportunity than black people. Good morning.
All right, caller.
All right, caller.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your call.
Alrighty, well,
let me just say one last thing.
We got to wrap it up, Paul. This is your last point.
My last point, only because earlier we asked about the qualifications of the CEO within the Ministry of Home Affairs. Well, there's a thing called LinkedIn.
Yes.
Where professionals go and they list their qualifications, right? There is a resume per se.
Yes.
And because we aren't able to sit down with her, as we aren't able to sit down with many of them to
but this is
ask
an
their
opportunity
qualifications.
for her to come on down and have that conversation
with us. Of course, 100%. Let's just quickly look at some of the qualifications that she has listed. So, Chief Executive Officer in the Ministry of Home Affairs, and we have that, perhaps we can pull it up, Program Coordinator in the Leadership Intervention Unit, Founder and Consultant at IDJ Consulting Services, Finance Officer, Belize Red Cross, a Managing Partner at Phoenix Personal Finance Center, and a City Administrator at the Belize City Council. So there you have
So she does have a lengthy resume.
Especially administration.
Administration is concerned. But you know what though, Paul? It does raise certain questions because where we have this wonderful, a resume and so forth, it does give her the qualifications for administration.
Yeah,
it absolutely
really
does. But then it begs the question though, when you are within the Ministry of Home Affairs, where you're dealing with different personalities, one. Two, you're dealing with different issues within that department, whether that be citizen security, policing, Belize Defense Force, all of these elements of security, that it doesn't seem that she has that. Would then that justify the need for an advisor that already has those years of experience?
And that's why I go back to the question that I asked earlier. Yeah. Did she request an advisor, or was this provided to her by her minister?
There you go.
Of course, we continue to ask more questions, but we do gotta close off the conversations with the 5 things we think you should know. We want to say thank you so much for engaging with us and using the phone lines. At this point now, the phone is off, and we're going to take a quick break. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, the conversation switches into the funding of an international basketball camp. Don't go anywhere. Open Your Eyes returns in just 1 moment.
Palma. I'm the owner of CRK Services, and I've been operating this business for 7 years in Big Falls, Toledo District. I use the Belize Bank online services because it's quite fast, reliable, and easy. Before I started to use the Belize Bank online services, I had to make a lot of trips into town, which cost me a lot, especially fuel. So the fact that I have to use my credit card every day, I can do an online instant payment and make my life easy. My customers can do payments towards me and it reaches in instant. It's fast, it's convenient for my business. I don't have to be up and down. I can do it anywhere I want. I would recommend you using the Belize Bank online services because for you, it will save you a lot of time.
Are you ready for KTV The Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV The Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, fame, iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st, the comeback begins. KTV The Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Carib in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025, Bridging Markets, Building Resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Carib, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Whether you're enjoying the outdoors.
Ooh, finally here at the Fort George Hotel and Spa. This is nice.
Or stuck in the office.
How can I help you today?
When it comes to finding the perfect frames and lens for your eyes, what you do makes all the difference. Elevate your eye vision. Choose eyewear that reflects your lifestyle. Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Hi there. Are you on your phone right now, scrolling on social media, listening to the radio, or watching TV? Have you ever stopped to think, what's powering my device right now? You see, electricity is essential for everyday life, powering our homes, businesses, transportation, and of course, that one binge-worthy series that you just can't stop watching. But how does it all work? This season on the What's and Why's of Energy, we're taking you behind the scenes, bringing you the latest updates and answers to your biggest energy questions. My name is Emmanuel Petch, and I invite you to join us as we go live on Facebook and get ready to see energy in a whole new light. Like, share, and follow us to be part of the conversation.
Belize Electricity Limited, providing you safe and reliable power when you need it.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
welcome back, and thank you for staying tuned with us this morning. We have a group of young athletes and a very motivated and inspirational coach on set, basketball coach that is, Mr. Roscoe Reese. We also have Tevon Dawson, a student athlete, as well as Jason Orozco, another student athlete. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
So, Coach, big opportunities ahead this summer for these young men. Talk to us about, well, let's set the stage to talk a bit about your work with them and how it has led to this moment and these opportunities ahead.
Well, good morning, Belize. I've been working with Tevon and Jason for probably about 4 to 5 years now. This past April, we went to Cleveland to participate in the Drew Joyce Classic, which is one of Ohio's largest youth basketball tournaments. And we competed at the under 18 level. Out of 31 teams, the boys were ranked 8th.
Wow.
So it was a big achievement for them, and also it brought a lot of attention or eyes on them. There was this one coach by the name of Coach Nathaniel Edwards, and he owns a skill development camp called Icon Elite. So he invited the boys for the summer. Jason, Tevon, Amari, and Javon. There are four of them actually, yeah.
Okay.
And he wants them to come up there, develop, train, and there's also some scholarship offers for them to go to school.
Yeah.
So it's a very big step for us in Belize to get more junior athletes outside of the country for a development process as well as education. And these two young men are national team, junior national team players, so it's good for the program.
So for you, you have your own program that you work with these guys, and is this under your program that you took them?
Well, actually, I went with my school, Belize High School.
Yeah.
I coached the high school team there. I pitched the idea to my principal, and she allowed me to invite some outside boys that don't go to the school but would help the school basketball-wise and with their athleticism. So these boys were given the opportunity to travel with Belize High School, and we went to Cleveland for like 10 to 12 days, and they had a blast.
I would imagine these opportunities are so critical and important in the development of young athletes here in Belize. That sort of exposure, no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let me bring first Tevon into the conversation. Tevon, you have from a young age been in the public's eyes. Both of you junior national team players. Both of you represented Belize in Argentina as well, right? As far as I remember. Talk first of all about that experience in April and what that was like.
Well, when Coach Reese first called me to go, I was excited because it's basketball. Who doesn't like playing their favorite sport? So
Correct.
When he called me and said we're going to Cleveland with me and the boys, I said, well, this is a great opportunity for me because I'm getting older, and I've been wanting to play basketball or like in the States. So when I had the opportunity to go across, and I just did my best.
What has basketball meant for you your entire life?
Well, basketball for me is everything, My whole family grew up playing sports, so it's just really like a trend that they set. I just continue it.
And your family played basketball or different sports?
Different sports, but mainly basketball.
Mainly basketball.
Yeah.
So you saw that growing up.
Yeah.
And you decided to take up the ball, right?
Yeah.
And now talk about, before I go over to Orozco, talk about this new opportunity to work with this skills organization and what you hope to get from it.
Well, this is truly a blessing from Coach Nate, and we've been talking, and the thing that I want the most out of it is to get my education, because that's the first thing. Without my education, I can't really do anything if basketball doesn't work out. So I'll just try to do my best in school first, and continue playing basketball hard and working hard.
Orozco, let's get to you. Tell me a bit about you and your story with basketball. How long have you been playing? What does basketball mean to you?
Well, I don't really play basketball long time. Like
I'm a football person.
Okay.
But then I just play, but not say like to the point every day. Like I see myself like always a play. So then like I just play football. I just play football and things. So then like during quarantine, I really never have nothing for do. And then my community, I like a big area. I like a
what community is that?
Fix that street.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And then I never really have access to the field anymore, sake of quarantine. I mean, like pandemic, so I really can't go nowhere. So then I have this whole court here. That's my second option, but I never really see myself in it. So then I just have all the boys through my area where I just go up on the court, and then I never was boring up myself. So then like it become a habit, and I just start to play every day, like for the whole quarantine. Couple months, and then I start seeing myself to get better. So I just continue to play ball. I meet Coach Reese, and I start to work. This national team come up. The first one at Mexico Center, I went to the tryout, and I say like, my skill really there through basketball. So then I start realizing, I'm like, yes, this is my sport, this is how I really want. So I continue work, I continue develop with Mr. Coach Reese right at Belize High School gym. I continue work all the time. So then I just see myself start become more better every time. And like every time I go through something, I pick up this basketball and go up on the court. I like stress relief, everything. So then I want to thank Coach Nate for this opportunity. Also always thank Mr. Reese for all the work that he put in with me.
So Coach, how much does these young men's stories fuel you and the passion that you have to do what you do?
Well, I mean, my children fuel me because I have 4 boys.
Okay.
My oldest is 19 and my youngest is 6. He's going to be 7. My second son, he plays basketball too. So basketball has just always been around the house. I played the game for many years, and just being able to teach young boys and girls the game of basketball and also life skills, I think that's just what motivates me and keeps me drive, to do what I do every day.
How long do you anticipate this summer program or summer opportunity will last, and what will these guys get out of it?
Well, the summer program for them is like a little over a month, and then from there, the school doors, school doors are already open. Several schools are already interested in the boys. We're not trying to make too much noise right now, but we want to get over there and secure certain things first, and then bring the good news back home.
Yeah, and I think if anyone has watched these young men play, you would appreciate the skills that they have, the talent. They're exceptional on the court. I follow sports. I'm the sportscaster here. I watch these young men play, and they are top notch. So we want them to bounce some ball right now. Okay, they're going to teach me to do something with the ball, and then afterwards we'll talk about some of the support that these guys need to move forward in this journey. All right, so what's one fundamental skill, basic perhaps, that you can demonstrate at this point?
One of the main skills that you would want to teach any person who's just learning how to play basketball is ball handling. So you want them to know how to handle the basketball, get the feel for the ball, feel it touch. So can you throw him a basketball right here? Throw me a basketball? Throw it right here.
Okay, good.
All right, nice. So we'll start off with what we call finger pads. So we just want to stretch out your arms, and we're just tapping the basketball back and forth on our fingers. All right, now younger children, they want to do this for like 25 seconds. All right, the longer you do it, the faster you do it, you're going to feel your arms start getting tight. So we're building muscle strength at the same time too. So you raise it up high, all right, it's just finger pads, you bring it down low. All right, and the longer you do it, try to extend your arms out a little bit more, and we're just tapping the ball back to our fingers. All right, so you do that, by sets. Maybe you do about 3 to 4 sets. Older players like these boys, it's like a minute to 2 minutes of just
doing that until your arms get tired and you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, then from there, we'll probably get low in a stance. All right, try to stay, we don't want to bend our back too much forward, so you want to be upright. Now we're just going to be wrapping the ball right around our knees. All right, we want to work on keeping our head up or our eyes looking forward. All right, because sports, you got to have your head up, and then you just go slow gradually, and then you could go faster. All right, and then you go the opposite way. So we work right, we work left. All right, try to keep your body stable. All right, so those are called ball wraps.
Ball wraps.
Yeah, ball wraps.
What does that go for? That's ball handling as well?
Yes, all ball handling.
Okay.
So we do ball handling drills where we don't even have to bounce the ball, and then gradually we start dribbling the ball.
What's one more?
We go to figure 8, so now you're gonna open a little bit wider stance. So now you're putting the ball through your legs like a number 8. Okay. All right, and you wanna try not to rock your body too much. You wanna stay stable, and we're just moving that ball right through. All right, cupping the ball. Excellent. And today's a rainy day, so it's a good day. You can't go outside and play on the court, so you're indoors. You're not bouncing the ball, so your mom and your dad aren't going to be mad that you're bouncing the ball in the house, and you're getting in work at the same time.
Oh, that's so good, man. I actually feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah. So then after that, we start bouncing the ball. Now when you dribble a basketball, you want to make sure that you spread your hands wide enough so that you're not straining, all right? And you gotta push down the basketball. You don't wanna slap it. So you wanna be pushing down the basketball using your arm, your elbow, your wrist. And the harder you push down the ball, the harder that ball comes up. So if you don't push down the ball, it's never gonna come up. So you gotta push down the basketball.
Yeah.
All right, so the harder you push down the ball. So with that, now we go 10 dribbles hard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then we go low. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wider stance on the legs. You have to have a wide base. And whatever you do with one hand, you got to do it with the next hand. So now put it in your left hand. It might be a little bit weaker. Try to keep your head up. All right, eyes looking forward and really pound that ball. And then we go low. Low dribble. Low. Low ball. Low ball. Head up. There you go. There you go. There you go. Good.
Woo!
Good job.
Respect. Woo!
And you make mistakes within the drill too. So you're dribbling the ball goes off to the side, you just get it back. And we
think I could make a team?
Yes, definitely. You can make a team with some of your cameramen.
Yeah,
Play in the office
and you bring your team and we'll demolish you all.
Yeah.
So, Coach, talk a bit about the support that these young men need to ensure that they're able to take advantage of this opportunity this summer.
Well, I mean, all these young men definitely get family support. So I gotta say hats off to the parents, because the parents do give as much support as they can. But right now, what we need to get to Michigan, because they're going to Michigan, is we need a little bit of help with flights.
Okay.
We've gotten through a link, his family, a 25% discount on Southwest. Right now the tickets are like around $874 thereabout. And yeah, any donation could help.
How many tickets you need?
We need 5 tickets. So that's where we're at. We went on a morning show yesterday. After we came off of that show, we got some positive feedback. So we came on your show this morning.
Yeah, and we want more positive feedback. Yes.
So any business community out there, any basketball lover, like if you want to help these young boys live their dream, reach out.
Coach, I definitely endorse that message and I definitely endorse that request, and I want to see these guys elevate as much as you do, so I'm backing you all 100%. I'll just give you all an opportunity to give your final thank yous.
Go ahead.
I just want to say thanks to everybody who make this opportunity possible for me, like Coach Reese, Coach Nathaniel Edwards, and that's the family support of everybody in the community where they support me behind this.
As Jason said, I just want to thank Coach Reese, firstly for bringing about the opportunity, and Coach Nate for taking us out, my family, my friends, everybody who support me since I've been playing basketball.
Coach?
Yeah, I want to thank these young men, Jovan, Amari, my son, Jason, Tevan, all the parents. I want to thank my school, I want to thank my wife and my family, Coach Nate, because man, what they have lined up for these boys over there is something special. I mean, they've really done a lot to prepare for them. All their meals, all their housing, transportation, all their gear, everything is set, so we're really hoping that we could get these boys out of here and just continue with the process of building our young student athletes to come home and play for our national teams.
Excellent. Well, gentlemen, we wish you all the best. Thank you for coming on set and sharing your story and the vision and the dreams that you all have for basketball. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excellent. All right, so with that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be turning up the heat some more with Chef Tim in the kitchen. But first, we got to take a break, and we'll be right back.
Ready for KTV, the Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV, the Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, fame, iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st, the comeback begins. KTV, the Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is to see the features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer, with these online that Belize Bank offered, is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Open Your Eyes Morning Show, bringing Belize to you. Our next stop is stunning Placencia. Join us as the country tour continues and we head to the vibrant, sun-kissed shores of Placencia, where the culture is rich, the food is mouth-watering, and the people are full of life. Expect exciting interviews, local highlights, hidden gems, and the warmth that only the South can offer. From beach vibes to village pride, Placencia, we're coming your way. Join us on June 30th at 6:30 a.m. as we bring Belize to you. Only on Open Your Eyes, start your morning right.
Powered by Digi, or National Telecom.
We at Fulltech Systems understand that technology isn't just a tool, it's a game changer. At home, smart devices and AI are revolutionizing daily life. In education, tech is making learning more interactive and accessible for students and educators alike. For businesses and government, it's driving innovation, streamlining operations, and unlocking growth, leveraging tech for better services, infrastructure, and security. At Fulltech Systems, we help you thrive with cutting-edge solutions, partnering with leaders like Dell, HP, Microsoft, APC, Fortinet, Cisco, and Tomy 8. We deliver the right products for your needs, whether it's boosting efficiency, improving customer engagement, or scaling operations. Connect with us and let's drive innovation together. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you come for the price, but stay for the service.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes. We are here in the kitchen, and of course we have our friend Tim Agas with us. He is the chef and owner of Stone Kraab. We call him the Breadfruit man. He knows everything you need to know about breadfruit. He can whip up some amazing recipes with breadfruit at the heart of it as well. And this morning, of course, we have
breadfruit
to dive into.
Yes.
Chef, always a pleasure.
Well, morning Belize, morning everybody. My second home, Channel 5.
Yes, yes.
And you know it's the start of the breadfruit season, and every time people are highly anticipating this crop. The last time we left some of them with their taste buds wanting more. So now the breadfruit is not ready, but if everybody know me, I will go out and find, even if it's one breadfruit, to introduce on the show and let people know that it's loading, it's coming.
Yeah, so breadfruit season is just starting now,
right? It's just starting. We still have a couple of weeks, but then if you there's different species of breadfruit, and so different ones you can use at different time if you know how to use it.
Yeah.
So everybody would say, well, breadfruit is not ready, but I know how to use it and which one to use. And so this morning we're going to be making a meatless, or we'll have some eggs, but we're not using any meat.
Yeah.
Meatless
breakfast.
We were supposed to have lobster, but
yeah, the lobster season has not officially begun as yet.
Yes.
Tim, you know, it's always a pleasure having you here. I have to always start off by saying that I remember the last time you were here, we were celebrating the fact that you moved to Belize City. Well, at least your business did. And so you set your roots here in the city.
Yes.
And of course, you were embraced by everyone as well. Since then, you've been all over, really, the district.
Yes, my little food truck did an amazing job going from the length and breadth of Belize and introducing people to Stone Kraab. And what we have done is create a circle between 8 Miles community, Boom, Ladyville, Belize City. And I kind of fell in love with the 8 Miles community and the people.
Yeah.
And so I decided to open a restaurant in 8 Miles and give the truck a little break. And so officially, we are aiming for around the 11th to open if everything goes as planned. But we're having my birthday celebration tomorrow.
You have a lot to celebrate, man, Tim. I have to also plug in really quickly.
Yeah.
The first time I found out that he was stationed in Boom, it was by accident. I went to the store, and when I saw Tim truck, I had to wipe my eye. And I said, oh my gosh, well, that's the way we eat tonight, you know?
It's always good to see, like, it's like adults, it's like kids seeing the ice cream truck.
Yes.
That's how adults see you when they see that Stone Kraab truck. And that gives me courage to keep going. God, it was very challenging. And I haven't given up on the mobile, but I think it's time to take a break and let everybody have somewhere where they can come now,
and
relax
sit and eat.
and enjoy. And I'm a good bartender too, so people will be enjoying all those nights. And then talking about drinks, we want you to help us make a breadfruit shake.
My pleasure. A breadfruit what?
A breadfruit shake for breakfast.
A breadfruit shake.
Yeah.
Tim, you continue to surprise me.
We have this, if you see here, this is a ripe breadfruit. And people will say, oh, the season ain't started, but Tim don't have ripe breadfruit. Well, there's ways to ripen breadfruit, just like you ripen bananas. But we'll discuss that more. So we have a fully green breadfruit.
And we have
a ripe breadfruit. So what I did, you can take the ripe one, and you can make a shake, or a smoothie, or a breadfruit colada. But this morning we're just whipping up something.
Yeah.
And so I have
this
some.
This here is ripe breadfruit?
Yes, that is ripe breadfruit.
But did you boil it?
I did a little boil, so to
look
speed
at
up
this, guys.
To speed up the process.
It looks like potatoes.
Yes.
It looks kind of like.
And from here you can make anything.
Yeah.
You can mash this and
mashed potato,
mashed breadfruit.
Creamy breadfruit.
Yes. See, this is like you're boiling potatoes. So from here, but then this morning we want to do.
Wait, man, make I help you?
Yes, go ahead.
Sous chef.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me situate this here properly.
And we'll be doing.
All right, good to go. So you're gonna put all of this in there?
Not all.
Okay.
We just make some. I just bring, because you know we always have after show.
And it's very soft too.
Yeah. Everybody.
You get all the secrets, man. Whenever Tim come on, everybody dash upstairs the studio.
They say when you're creative, you always keep coming
Is that
up.
enough?
That's enough.
Or you want to add a bit more?
A little bit more.
Okay, just a bit more.
Because I know people will want as we mix it
We'll
up.
have April and Paul drooling out outside.
So since you're making it, everything is by taste.
Okay.
So add a little vanilla, just a little touch.
Just make me and sisters tell me when to stop.
That's how I cook. Yeah. Add a little nutmeg.
Okay.
Yeah. You might have to do a
after
little.
grated?
Yeah. Well, it's quickly grate.
Let me get one out.
Quickly grate. This is just, people can do it at their own taste and you can practice. And
You grate it on this side?
Yeah, right there, a little bit, just for flavor. We're just showing them how to. Yeah.
I love nutmeg too.
All right. Well, yeah, that's good. We can always add more. That's the beauty about cooking.
Okay.
If you're doing trial and error.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you add some
Evaporated milk. How much of this are we adding?
As creamy as you want, maybe half.
Okay.
That looks good.
Yeah.
And then we put a little
condensed milk.
Or at least sweetener. All right. All right. That looks good.
All right.
All right. And then if you want to do a little prettiness on it.
Oh my gosh, I love dragon fruit.
So
I'm excited to
we're
see.
We're stealing a couple dragon fruit just to color it up.
Yeah, and we do have a half over there too.
Yeah. All right. So we'll blend that up now.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have your cup here.
Okay.
Go ahead. So we want some color, oh, look at that color coming.
This is amazing. I would have never thought of this.
Yeah.
I think it might need a little bit more liquid.
You can add some more. Let's add some more milk. Make it creamy. Much creamier.
So you tried this. What made you decide to try to make a shake out of breadfruit?
Well, it's just like the breadfruit get ripe, you need to know what to do with it, right? So it's just practicing. And like I said, if you add some Coco Lopez to this and at least shot a coconut rum, well, it's over.
Yeah, it's a colada then.
Yes. All right, that's looking good.
That's good.
Yeah. So that's good. So it's down to me and you. Then we have 2 cups and we'll toast today to good times. All right.
Okay.
And the dragon fruit gave it that amazing color.
Look at that,
guys. Yes, man. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Well, if I need a helper in the kitchen, that 8 miles.
All right, just call me Tim. I got you.
All right. Yes, that looks good. Yeah. Ice cream, I say.
It really kind of looks like that. It's very pretty.
Yeah. All right. And so
I'll do a third one just for the
you do a third one? All right.
Yeah.
And this morning, I want to big up Paul on his achievement too. You encourage me, buddy. You encourage me. But because I've been around so much food, it's always hard because my 9,000 taste buds are always active.
And he has to test everything, man.
All right.
So it adds up. I'll even this out. So we're cooking now.
All right.
And we're making meatless.
Yes. We're doing a little breakfast this morning.
Okay.
All right. So they say you can eat eggs every day. So we'll be doing a little eggs. And all right. So as always, I always tell people breadfruit procedures to cut breadfruit because we're making some breadfruit jacks. All right. So you always take off the top and bottom of the breadfruit. All right. And then you take off the sides. So this is a yellow heart breadfruit, by the way.
A yellow heart?
Yes. So
what's the difference?
These ones, this is one of the Jamaicans' favorite that they love to roast.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's more solid, so it's not soft like the regular breadfruit. So you get a much better, like a potato. So this is like a big potato.
Okay.
So it's like you're roasting potato. So where's my garbage?
I got you. I'm helping you. Don't worry.
All right.
Okay.
So we have garbage and then coming. All right, so if breadfruit is ready, so we go in half. The trick about breadfruit is to always keep it as level as possible.
As leveled as possible.
Yeah, so you don't get hurt, right?
Okay.
So we'll take out the center, take out the heart, and then now we have.
You can't do anything with the heart, right?
Well, it depends. When I'm doing the tacos or stuff, it's super thin. Then you can do, right? But with just for chips or whatever, people will say, oh, they don't eat the heart, but you can.
Okay.
Yeah. And we have some fresh coconut oil going. And so you can start putting in.
All right.
I have a tongue here.
Put me by the hot spot.
Now you'll be helping on this side.
Okay.
So that's, yeah. Oh, there we go. All right. So
kind of not that hot.
And of course, people, I promote Kent oils, and it's a good oil, especially the canola. I love working with the canola. So if you see these in stores, it's a very good product.
It smells good. Oh my gosh.
Give it a try. All right.
Whoa, this smells really, really good.
So we'll be whipping up the, I don't know if you want to call it the omelette, but so we'll be trying some Kent oil with this one. All right. And then I have my peppers and onions and everything here. And so.
Woo. All right.
Yeah. All right. And so that looks good.
Yes.
And then you go there with the.
Yeah. Do you want me to put in more in here? Or?
That's good. And so one of my little tricks with, so we're gonna be doing a little egg with that. One of my little tricks is I'm lactose intolerant, and so some people put milk, but I put water in my eggs.
Me too. I do the same thing.
All right, so if you're lactose intolerant and you want a nice fluffy eggs, I add a little water to my eggs, right? And then I whip that up, right?
I love the innovation though. I mean, the ways that you've found, to try to make it work.
A little salt, yeah, a little bit. And then we'll be doing a little bit of black pepper. I mean, like drop my happy coke cheese in there, I cube it.
Even though you're lactose intolerant?
A little bit, Well, we have the whisk, but I like my fork. I am old school, So with the go there.
I'm trying to break the onion apart. It smells really, really good, I could tell you that.
Yes. And so, yeah, but I want to invite all my friends and supporters to come out tomorrow. Rain or shine, it's going to be a glow party. It starts at 7, and it's a $25 cover charge, but you get complimentary drinks and food.
Really?
So it's like,
so you're not just paying $25 to go in, you're paying $25 to eat and drink.
Correct.
Are you going to have some entertainment there as well?
Definitely, we have Hugh B. I want to big up Hugh B for coming out. I don't know if he was down for a while, but big up Hugh B if he's listening. He's coming just to be at my birthday party tomorrow night. So he comes on around 11:30, so be sure to be there. Hugh B is one of my favorite artists from Griga, and I mean, big up Griga, I left Griga, but still my heart is there. I just went back yesterday, and the love is still there from the people, so I can't.
Well, there we can see the flyer. Tim, we celebrate with you, man. I have to tell you, I found out that you and our producer share the same birthday.
Yeah. I got a twin, Channel 5. I wonder why we could have a click so good, It
was meant to be.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're just doing the basics today, but we're promoting healthy living, using breadfruit. And, we're big up Mr. John Arana. He's been doing so much with breadfruit, importing breadfruit, planting. So let's add this, and then you can,
Looks good.
And so I had to make breakfast for my birthday twin.
Yeah, your birthday twin, and I have to have a birthday breakfast together.
Correct.
I have to ask, was this pan not hot enough?
Yeah, probably not hot enough. So what we can do now is probably switch.
Okay, switch it over.
Let's switch over, because this is almost, let's keep that on low, so that's a nice little omelette, and you can sprinkle your cheese and whatever you want, all right? But I can't wait to try that.
You want us to try? Let's see for ourselves.
While we get some, let's see if you approve, let's see if I can approve. Cheers to life.
Cheers to life. to success.
Yes.
We have enjoyed following your journey, Tim. You feel like a part of the family here. And in many ways, I just told Tim earlier before we started, it feels like he's living his life really. I saw at least snippet of you, the sing, I know I said way, but guys, you definitely have to stay tuned because Tim is living and he does love to sing too, so we'll definitely be watching you.
They say a happy nigga never die. So,
all right, cheers.
Oh my gosh.
This, I never, ever, ever thought that I would be drinking breadfruit ever in my life.
Man.
It's good.
And that dragon fruit, just
It's
kill
good,
it.
and I love dragon fruit.
April, if you can't wait, just go grab a cup off stage. April can join with. And pick up April too. She's been with me on my journey.
Tell us, April.
She helped us to open our restaurant.
Okay.
When I opened in Dangriga, she was there.
That was fun.
Yeah, when we opened on the beach, she was there. And so April is here too when we're opening in Belize today. So, like where somebody say everybody and Granny have car now, so I know 8 miles would be no problem.
Creamy, right? Girl, you're drinking breadfruit.
Yeah. Okay, I have to tell you right, Tim. Paul and I were sitting back there. We were just like, you to drink breadfruit? Okay, but guys, this is delicious.
So if you see a ripe breadfruit, don't let it go to waste. You see what April did? Do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you can steam it or you can roast it before. If you want to get that smoke finish, throw this in the fire. Throw this in the fire or on the stove or somewhere to roast. Then you get that nice.
Tim, you put the obia sauce in your
Man, I don't know.
I just feel like
yeah. So we almost have.
All right, I'll let you guys to finish my breakfast, but thank you for my drink.
All right, so there you have it.
All right.
So now we're looking good. So now we want to leave paper just kind of sop those up a little bit.
And then our egg too. We want to check the egg.
Oh yes.
Do you have a spatula?
Yes.
Just so we could.
We have a whole kitchen in here today.
I know. I love it.
Yeah. So.
Okay, we're scrambling her then.
Yeah. I just want to kind of put out. So.
It's this side of the stove, man. You know.
Yeah.
Not as
All right.
Okay,
yeah.
I think these are almost
yeah, those
at
are
the
ready.
end.
So you can just air dry them a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let them air dry a bit. And so instead of flour fried jacks, we have breadfruit jacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know the deal.
Yep.
Well, now we got hot fire, so we just want to get some more.
Go through quite quickly.
All right. There
you want me to set
have
them?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I did a show with you, Tim, and I was like, okay, how we are go about to plate this now? I hope I did it.
All right,
okay
and then you want to put some of the
eggs?
Yeah, me like my egg just like that, nice and.
You like it like wet?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I am that kind of guy.
Let me do it right here.
All right. Man, all right.
Let me give you a piece of tomato.
So the show.
All right, cool.
Damn. All right.
Oh, it looks really, really good, guys.
And then, like I said, if you want the breadfruit, always the magic.
At least salt.
At least salt, no hurt.
And of course, you have your fruit on the side to pair it. Beautiful, beautiful dish. Very colorful. Very much Tim Agas coated.
Yep.
Well, again, remind us of the bash, the celebration of your birthday coming up.
Yeah, so it's tomorrow night, and everybody, it's a glow party. So please, I don't
When you
want
say glow party, what that mean?
a lot of glow sticks. Everything will be glowing.
Okay.
So I tell people there'll be a lot of glow lights. So I post on Facebook and I warn the crowd, you know. If your tennis not clean and can't glow, knock on there because I'll make security take you out.
Oh boy.
Now everybody is welcome, and it's a celebration not only for me but to show appreciation to everybody and for me to introduce myself to the community. But 8 Miles has been nothing but love. So they welcome me. So we'll have enough security for tomorrow. We'll have enough food and drinks. And it will be the place is looking. Before, some people said they didn't know that building was there, but now I did all the bright colors. The colors of the rainbow, the color, everything that is stone crab, bright orange, bright green, so you can't miss it. And we have a big up creative marketing for doing our designs, and we're putting up our banner today. I big up everybody that has made it possible. I want to big up my business partner Mel too, for being very instrumental in doing a lot of the work, a lot of the logistics. Usually it's the people behind the scenes that does the most work, and nobody knows about them. We come in the front, we look good, but you have to have a team.
You do.
And a strong team, you know. I always believe there's no good chef without a good team. So I can come out and look good, but then I still need that backup. My part of failure was not having the support I believe I needed. And so if you don't have that support, then you need to move on and find where the support is coming from and go from there.
All right.
That's my message.
That's your word of motivation
yes.
to viewers this morning.
Yes. So
and we are wrapping up at the right time because all our breadfruit are fried through.
So these ones can go for extras, right?
Brata for the staff here. You're welcome, guys. I fried it good for you. Tim, it's always a pleasure. Happy early birthday, man. Let me give you an early birthday hug.
Yeah, then every day you turn 35, you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. All right.
So,
well, we take another quick break, but don't go anywhere because we have a special performer behind the scenes set to give her TV debut when we come back.
Journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Are you ready for KTV The Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV The Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, fame, iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st. The comeback begins! KTV, The Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
This is where blue innovation meets green ambition and orange creativity thrives. Join us for the Belize Investment Summit 2025, September 3rd to 5th at the Sunset Kraab in San Pedro. This is the future of regional integration, and it starts here. Whether you're returning home, expanding regionally, or entering new markets, Belize welcomes you. Why Belize? Why now? Belize Investment Summit 2025. Bridging markets, building resilience. September 3rd to 5th, Sunset Caribs, San Pedro. Visit investmentsummit.bz to register and be part of shaping the investment frontier.
Benny's is kicking off Father's Day with popping deals for dad. In the month of June, visit a Benny's near you and get 19 to 25% off selected items such as Milwaukee and Axie power tools, Charbroil barbecue grills, car care products, Karcher pressure washers, and much, much more. Make dad happy with popping deals for dad in June, only at Benny's.
Benny's, Benny's, oh, Benny's, Benny's. Benny's, Benny's, oh.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Corozal, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Are you ready for KTV The Remix Season 7? The stage is set, the lights are on, and the voices are coming back stronger than ever. KTV The Remix Season 7 returns on July 1st, and it's going to be bigger, bolder, and more electrifying. New voices, new talent, fame, iconic showdown. Who will rise? Who will remix? Who will rule the stage? Tuesday, July 1st, the comeback begins. KTV The Remix Season 7, where talent takes the mic.
Enough liquor use never make 16. Enough housework can't find the next meal. Enough liquor use never make 16. Enough housework can't find the next meal. Enough of them I try, make it all the scheme. Life is hard if you know what I mean, yeah. Who feels it knows it, dog, summer way. I feel it from we small. Who feels it knows it, dog, summer way. I feel it from we small. Me never lose the faith. Jah will pave the ways. Me never lose the faith. Him guide me through the days. Me never lose the faith. Me never lose the faith. Me never lose the faith. Me stay true, me stay humble, dog. Me no come from much, so me have to work hard. I'm thankful for the life, me grateful, dog. Anything you got, it could get gone, yeah, yeah. So me never lose the faith. Yeah, me never lose the faith. Yeah, me never lose the faith. Me still a fight this fight, still I make it through this life. Me got JD, so me I go be alright, yeah. Him keep working on my life, working. If God be for me, who can be against me? No one, no one. And what is for me, no man cannot take, yeah. No man cannot take, 'cause Jah will pave the way. And Jah will pave the way, so me never lose the faith. Yeah, me never lose the faith. Yeah, me still a hold the faith. Me still a hold the faith. Me have to give thanks. Me have to give thanks. And me still a hold the faith. Yeah, me still a hold the faith. Me never lose the faith. Yeah, me still a hold the faith. Me say enough liquor use never make 16. Enough household can't find a next meal. Enough of them a try, make it all the scheme. Life is hard if you know what I mean, yeah. Who feels it knows it, dog, some way. I feel it from we small. Who feels it knows it, dog, some way. I feel it from we small. Me never lose the faith. Jah will pave the ways. Me never lose the faith. Him guide me through the days. Me never lose the faith. Me never lose the faith. Me never lose the faith. If God be for me, who can be against me? No one, no one. And what is for me, no man cannot take.
Beautiful, beautiful. That was Asari Aridan Scott. Good morning.
Good morning.
Gal, you just do a whole set. How you feel?
I'm still nervous.
Nah, you're good. You're good. Guys, wasn't that beautiful? You got a whole applause from our people here on set. Wonderful, wonderful voice. Asari, when did you start singing?
I started singing at age 10.
Mm-hmm.
Nadia.
Mm-hmm. You started singing at age 10?
Yes, Mom.
Okay. It's okay. And you are from where? Yep, go ahead.
I'm from Barrelboom Village.
Okay. How old are you now?
17 years of.
So you sing for like 7 years now?
Yes, Mom.
And you also write your own music?
Yes, Mom.
What got you started doing that?
I'm not sure. Like, one day I'm in my room and I'm up on YouTube. They listen to beats and I come across this beats from one of Chanel Mayor song. And I said, but wait, because I always could have sing other songs but never tried my own. So I say, make I see what I could do, and I start write. The first song I recorded, one of my cousins named AS1. It name where me come from.
The song name where me come from.
Yes,
all right.
That's the first song I record, and people actually me like it, and my community me support it, and so I just continue.
And you write like this song, "Never Lose the Faith." It's a very beautiful song. It's more about keeping your faith with God, even though there's a lot of hardship and a lot of struggles out there. Is this the type of music, this song lyrics that you normally write?
Yes, most of them are like that, because I write like what I go through based on how I feel.
Okay. And so you are a very talented artist. Despite the nerves, you gone through the nerves, you actually did your performance. This is the first time you're performing on TV?
Yes, and this is actually the first time I really freeze up.
You didn't. You did a really good. You should be very, very proud of yourself. But apart from the music that you're singing, you're also trying to promote your brand, right?
Yes, Mom.
Okay. And why is that? Why do you want to continue in this industry?
I actually just love it. So, and I have a passion for it, so that's why I just want to continue.
And how have you been seeing the work that has to be done in order to promote your music and so forth?
Well,
go ahead.
The process is slow, but you know.
You just got started.
Yes, Mom.
Yeah, so you've seen a lot of anybody that you've seen in the Belizean artist scene that you look up to, that is like an influence to you?
No, just my cousin AS1.
That's okay. Or how would you like to be perceived? What type of genre do you like? I noticed this is like a nicely reggae kind of a gospel mixed music. Is that the type of music that you would like to continue doing?
Yes, ma'am. I call it ghetto gospel.
How?
I call it ghetto gospel.
She call it ghetto gospel. Why?
Because, you know like, I seen a lady when they sing, God, we believe for it. Then I like, they don't have to say in my song, I say, dog, and so they don't have that. You know,
okay. Gotcha. But you sing in Creole as well, right? Like, so it's very relatable. You have an audience that you to try appeal to the youths. But your connection with God and so forth, is that because you started singing in the church?
No, I lose my sister like 4 years ago, and I'm just like, nobody couldn't tell me about God. I just never really care to hear about it, and then like I continue to go through like more struggles. My life just kind of changed, and I realized only here always today, and
so that brought you back to your faith.
Yes, ma'am.
That's a beautiful story, and you know, I feel like a lot of our viewers can relate to something like that. We've all been through something like that, and so thank you so much for sharing that. I know that's probably not easy, but it has definitely inspired you to continue singing in this type of genre. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I want you to tell our viewers, tell the youths out there about yourself. You have a music video coming out, particularly with this song, right? Where can we see it, and where can we listen to more of your music?
You could listen to it on Apple Music, Spotify. It's on Snapchat, Instagram.
It's called Never Lose the Faith.
Never Lose the Faith, and a music video will be posted on YouTube, but the audio is already up there.
Okay, and the YouTube was filmed where? The YouTube video, sorry, was filmed where?
In my village, Barabu.
You ask them people for make you go film them while then they ride them bike past. You ask Sabrina if she could be in your music video.
No.
Sabrina, you the volunteer as tribute for be part of Aridan? Yes, she said yes. But I really love your merch. You also have some merch that you are selling to promote your song. Yes, look it. I really like this. This is beautiful. And it has your brand and it has the name of this song. This is a gorgeous t-shirt. Why Aridan? I really like Asari.
So I had this baby cousin. She couldn't say my name, so she would call me Ari, and then I had a crush on this girl with my name. I can't say her name, but it ended with a Dan, right?
So you combine them two, things?
Yeah, and then I just stick with the name.
Aridan. I really like it. But Aridan, thank you so much for joining us this morning. You know, your music video is out today, Never Lose the Faith, and of course you can listen to her music on Spotify and YouTube, right? And Apple Music. Aridan, thank you so much, and thank you so much for the courage coming up here. All right, we're gonna take another quick break, and we'll be back with more Open Your Eyes. Don't go away.
Trip to Belize? Here's how to complete your I Declare Arrival form in 5 easy steps. Step 1. Visit belizetravel.immigration.gov.bz. Step 2. Select the appropriate forms for arrivals. Choose Arriving to Belize. Step 3. Provide your origin trip details, including your departure airport and country of residence. Step 4. Carefully complete the immigration form. Add dependents if necessary, declare baggage, currency, and merchandise, and confirm your entries are correct. Step 5. Download your completed form and take a screenshot of your QR code and reference ID to present to the immigration officer. Thank you for using Belize iTravel. Safe journey.
My name is Carlton Flowers, and I'm the owner of Back to My Roots Art from the Heart. And in this store I produce a lot of handmade ornaments. Before I had access, it was a big problem because the tourist doesn't carry as much cash. We needed to have the machine to make the business a success. dealing with the machine. I don't have to take time out from the store to go and, or send people to go to the bank. I would recommend Belize Bank Digital Service because it has done a lot for me personally. It has done a lot for my business. It helps me with paying my bills online, and I really appreciate that the staff took time out and teach me what I needed to get done. So I'm very happy that now I can do it confidently on my own.
In our world that's always changing, one thing stays the same.
Our promise as Smart Belize to keep you connected.
Connected to the moments, the people, and the future that matter most.
With every new tower, our service upgrades, and every new smile, we're keeping our promise in building more than a network.
We're building a future, a family as Smart Belize. From Punta Gorda to Curazao, we are here not just as a network, but as your partner in progress.
We have grown significantly over the past 20 years, and we just keep growing. Thank you for placing your trust in us. We remain dedicated to providing meaningful connections that bring value in every way that matters to you. We continue to bring people together.
Welcome back, guys. This has been a super fun show, and we have to say a huge thank you to all the guests who joined us this morning for What the Friday. It is June 27th.
Yes.
And before we get into the finalities of it, we do want to remind you guys that we are headed to Placencia for our Monday morning show.
Yes, our country tour.
Our country tour, and so that's going to be super exciting. Stay tuned to that, where you see me and April take Placencia at large.
I would have hoped that Sabrina goes swimming. That's my. Can we do that?
I gotta learn to swim first.
Learn to swim this weekend.
Yes, I gotta learn to swim first.
Yeah, and we'll have a live pool plunge on the show.
Ooh, I like
I'm
that.
just kidding. I have no idea.
Unless you're the one doing that, But if it is your birthday today,
I do have
a birthday?
Yeah, happy belated birthday to you, Miss Mags. Hope you have had a wonderful day yesterday, and I know you'll have a really good weekend this weekend. And I think Erwin, today your birthday, true? Happy birthday, Erwin.
All right,
Big
cool.
up, Erwin.
Well, big up you, Erwin, and big up you, Miss Mags.
Yes.
Happy birthday as well to anyone else celebrating a birthday today. And if you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com.
You can also catch us live on Facebook every weekday morning at Open Your Eyes, BZ.
And check out all our highlights on Instagram at OYE
You can even call us or text us on our OYE phone number. That's 675-2555.
And of course, do us the favor and join us on Monday at our country tour when you open your eyes
and start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes,
your mind,
and your hearts open.
Guys, we can't leave without saying a big What the Friday! We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Was brought to you by the Belize Bank, our country, your bank, and Smart, bringing people together.